Okay, today we're gonna start building the actual SaaS software program company, whatever you want to call it. So yesterday we talked about why I wanted to break free from the corporate grind, and today we're gonna delve into how I hope to achieve that. Um, so I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna take you guys right along with me. So this video series is going to be a build in public, so it's going to be a bit messy, but I really want to show you the realities of starting a new venture and the entrepreneurial side of things and whatever you can run into. So the whole idea is based on the premise that people in Congress, or at least certain people in Congress, have an unfair advantage. So if you look over here, you can see the most profitable Congress traders in 2024. And as you can see, they have pretty high increases in their net worth. And then if you look at their returns, it's also really insane. So return of 150% in a year time. That's really good. I mean the normal market returns like 8 to 12% with an index, and if you have a really good performing managed portfolio, maybe you will be a few percents above that, so maybe 14, 15% max, I guess. And this is 10 times the size of that, so that's really insane. And that got me thinking, maybe we can just copy the politicians or make an algorithm that tries to copy them. So I did a bit of research and also know about a few other companies that do things similar to this. And then I discovered that all the trades, all the stock purchases and sales that are being done by members of Congress and candidate members of Congress in the US have to be filed in a public database. So that got me thinking that we can take all of that data and they have to file it from 2012 onwards. Um, just to provide transparency to the public, I guess, of what kind of trades they make. So we can take all of the data since 2012 up until now, and we're gonna do analysis and see whether or not we can indeed outperform the market using their signals. So the whole idea is boils down to something we call information asymmetry in the economic theory, and that's that information is sometimes unfairly distributed among people, and you have insiders that have more information than that is available to the general public, and I think that might be happening in Congress as well. Um, so to take an example, let's say you're on the board of defense spending, and you know that Boeing is very likely to win a huge contract for new missile-guided systems, but it's not yet out in the public. Then maybe you are gonna purchase Boeing just before the news will hit, get a nice position in it, know that the news will hit that they will win the new contract, which pushes up the stock price, and then you are positioned for a nice trade. So maybe I'm just speculating, maybe something like that is happening, and that's why these members of Congress have way higher returns than normal people. Um, but I don't know that yet for certain. I'm just speculating, looking at the headlines, thinking a little bit about how it could work. So that's maybe our starting point. Try to get all of the data that is available and see whether or not they outperform as a group, or maybe certain individuals do and certain don't, and try to see patterns in that data and then use those patterns to apply to new filings, because obviously you can't really use stock purchases that were done years ago. Maybe we can still use those, but I don't think so. I think we have to start fresh and interpret new filings that come in. So whenever a new Congress member takes a new position in a company, we can evaluate whether or not it is likely that purchase or following that signal will lead to outperformance of the market. Um, so that's basically what we're going to try to do. And to give you guys a bit of insight in what we could achieve if we were able to outperform the market, because if you can only do it by a few percent, so an outperformance of the market of a certain index, that's called an alpha. So I think we're going to benchmark against the S&P 500 because that's a used index that is widely used, and that consists of the 500 biggest companies in the US, and it's weighted for on certain kind of metrics, but it is designed to give an overall return on your investment based on like the 500 biggest companies, and that's pretty much a golden standard up until now, and that will give a return anywhere between 8 and 12%. So let's say it's 12% in the long run. If you can then make an algorithm that will outperform that by 3%, so give a total of 15% return, you would have a 3% alpha. And yeah, the edge you would then get after compounding those investments for a few years, it's insane. So I'm going to show you guys. So let's assume that we're investing 50k. We're gonna hold it for 10 years, and the rate of return is S&P 500. So let's assume 12%, and then we will make $155,000. And now let's assume that we can make some kind of algorithm that has an alpha of 3. So it will outperform the index by 3%. So we go from 12 to 15. And then, as you can see, in 10 years' time, we will have made more than 50k extra in profit. And it goes really fast, because if we not outperform the market by 3%, but let's say by 8%, so we have total return of 20% per year, then you will have outperformed the market in total with $150,000 in 10 years. On an investment of 50k. And then obviously if you go to 30, 40, 50% returns, the effect will be even larger, but I don't think that's realistic to expect. So yeah, that's the idea, and it will solve 3 problems, I think. First thing it will solve is hopefully we can discover something that will give us an edge, so it will actually deliver an alpha so that we can then outperform the market. And that would at least be of huge help for me and my individual investment portfolio, because making higher returns means gathering the required money to retire much sooner. As you guys have seen, a few percent extra in return is insane amount of money extra over a longer time horizon. So that will help break me free. The second thing is, if it does indeed work, we can start selling these signals, because other people will also be interested in that. If there's a way to increase your chances of outperforming the market, and you just have to pay like 10, 15 bucks a month for that, for a nice platform that will provide you signals and information, I think that's a no-brainer. And then by making it publicly available through a membership, it can also help you guys out, um, because then you can also use it to escape much sooner than you would otherwise do, if you're gonna go the work and invest route, and just help you guys amass the needed net worth to retire much sooner. So that would also be of benefit to you, and then I would also have the benefit of getting a bit of a stable income by selling the memberships to the Signal side. But obviously, first we need to gather the data, analyze it, see whether or not we can see some patterns that will give us an edge, and then if we indeed can find something like that, the rest will build itself, I think. Um, so yeah, that's what the next video is going to be all about. It's going to be a deep dive into the data and the starting of the actual build. But now at least you guys know what the idea is, and what we're gonna do the coming few days and weeks. Um, and yeah, that's it. So please follow along if you want to keep updated and see me build this thing in public and share this entrepreneurial journey with you guys. As you can see, I'm not really editing the videos or whatever. Maybe we're gonna do that at a later date to hopefully get a bit of a bigger audience. But for the time being, it's just gonna be these honest ramblings, and yeah, because I don't really have time to also edit it all and curate it all. It really takes up a ton of time, and I just want to start building. And yeah, if you have such a broken brain that you need constant stimulation to follow along with these videos, then maybe this is not for you. This is for people that really want to get a peek behind the scenes, and I think those kind of people would value these kind of videos more. At least I hope. So, let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Maybe you have some questions. We can delve into some different things, and yeah, subscribe and follow me along. And I see you guys in the next video where we will actually start building the software. So see you.